Hi, Carol here. Welcome to my craft room, and today it's going to be an interactive card that is a flip card, but the front will be a gatefold, and it will be decorated on all sides. But I wanted to show you some techniques throughout the card that you may like to incorporate, even if it's just on the front of a card. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So what I did, because I was working on World Card Making Day, I didn't have all the elements die cut for you at the beginning. So right here, I'm going to put the products I used. This is a Sizzix die I got some years ago, and in the description bar, I'll put the number right there if you're interested in buying this. It's a wonderful die. And the card I was making here was for the challenge that was Take Flight. And that's a penny black die with little butterflies in it. And this one is a beautiful oval frame die that 2 dies cut from 1. And then the butterfly die right here, which is 14 pieces. I'll leave the name of that as well. What I like about this butterfly die is that it has the inlay that goes on the outside of the butterflies, and it has different patterns on it, which is beautiful if you put it on the cardstock alone and then you die cut the butterfly on the inside like this. You get the pattern on your cardstock, and then you can do the inlay technique where you put you take the butterfly out, you set it inside, and you put one on top, which gives you that three-dimensional look. I absolutely love this set because it has 14 dies, and all but the small ones have, possibly the small ones have the outer one, but I don't think so on this one. No, it doesn't. It just has the wee butterfly, but the rest of them have patterned outward die cuts that die into the paper. Now we're going to move along. I take some of these Stampin' Up! Pearls, the second size. Aren't they so cute? I just had to add them. I just like to put a smile on your face in the day. I hope you don't mind that. Everybody needs a smile, right? Isn't this frame from Sizzix a beautiful die cut? It's just stunning. And then when you take the oval, you get the inside and the outside. So I'm setting it up here. I'm also joining in with World Card Making Day over on Catherine's site while I'm doing this. And I'm taping it because I wanted to show you what a double flipped gatefold card looks like, tone on tone, and using this beautiful We Are Memory Keepers embossing folder with the flowers on it. I absolutely love it. I did the side, and this is what's going to actually be the fold of the gatefold card on the front. So I took some satin ribbon that's 1/4 inch to fit in those little squares going around this die, and I thought I would weave it in and out for a beautiful feminine look on this card, Victorian. And then I used some Tim Holtz Distress ink for the embossed folder, Gatefold, the actual fold that folds in on this particular die cut. So I went around the whole thing all the way, and then I'm going to tie it on the side and add another bow to the right side of it there. Now all I'm doing is trying to poof it out there because it is double-sided satin, and that's why I used it, because I didn't have to worry whether it was on the right side or not when I was pulling it through and sewing it through those little holes. What I like about this card when you use these beautiful intricate dies is that the card looks harder to make than it actually is. This is a very simple card. That's why I wanted to show you how to do it to where you have the element of a gatefold card on the front, but then you lift up the gatefold and you have an interactive card to write your sentiment on the inside. I think it's so pretty. I've done many of these, and it doesn't take no time at all, but it looks very nice. It's a very nice card to card presentation, actually. That's what I want to say. It presents itself beautifully. I took the pearls and put them, as you can see, on all these little circles, and it adds another element of femininity to this card. Femininity. Say that 10 times fast. And I think it's really pretty. And then I'm going to move on because my 5,000 subby, I know you've been waiting to hear what I'm going to do, but I have a fantastic giveaway, and I'm going to show you that on the next project that I put up on YouTube. I'll explain what I'm going to do for that so that you can enter for a chance to win this wonderful, wonderful gift that I will be giving away to one of my wonderful 5,100, and maybe I'm at 5,200. I don't know, but I'm so excited that everybody just comments and interacts with me, and you're so kind. All my subscribers truly are so kind. So anyway, let's move along, and now we're going to take the penny black butterfly circle die. So many things you can do with this, and the challenge name was Take Flight, and I thought these butterflies just looked like they were taking flight. And I took my glue pen, love this pen, and I set the one die on top of the other one right now, yeah, and I only do the outsides, maybe a touch of the butterfly, but I'm barely putting a lot of glue on that because it actually sticks itself in the center with the butterflies. And I'm going to gold foil another one of these dies so that I can take the butterfly guts out and use one of them, just one of them going up the line of these butterflies. I think it fit perfectly, and you can use any dies really. If you have something that has like a nice elegant feature around it, an oval die would look beautiful with this butterfly die. You could just use butterflies going in the center. So many possibilities. I die cut that penny black die out of gold foil so I could put that one little gold foil butterfly on top of that center, and then I die cut this on Stick It. And the actual, this is the 110-pound cardstock from Michaels in the antique white. You will love it. If you can find this right now, please pick it up because you will not regret it. So thick. It feels like 140 pounds, but it's only 110-pound card weight. I love it. And so did my little bird. That little birdie liked it as well. Are you smiling? I hope so. Oh dear, I love to do these videos. Can I say that again? I love to do these cards for you so that if you can pick up any inspiration from what I do in my craft room, I'm overjoyed. And I so appreciate you just tuning in today to see this technique. I have gone over the edges just of the outside pieces. That will be the gatefold with the Tim Holtz antique linen distress ink. And now I'm deciding exactly what I'm going to do with the centerpiece there. So I'm going to need to score in 1/4 of an inch on each side of the score, each side of this flip card that I had to make to put this image on the inside. So you have a score on the 1/4 inch mark on each side of the card base. Then you come in one line, which is 1/16 of an inch, and score it again so that you have that beautiful little gusset. When you fold it, it's not, the pattern piece of the embossed piece is not on the exact edge. You have that little room there on the edge of your cardstock, so when it folds all the time back and forth, it's not going to take any abuse on the actual embossed cardstock. That's what I'm trying to say there. I hope you get it. It really does make sense when you look at this. So you can see the gusset, and then you can see I took my scissors on each side and I cut it up to match the sides with the gusset. So you want to come in, so it will be 1/4 inch plus 1/16 of an inch, and then cut it on that 1/16 of an inch score mark on the bottom, just right up. You're just taking the corners out. And then you're going to put some score tape on your 1/4 inch. Don't get it on your gusset, that 1/16 of an inch. Phew, a lot of little measurements there, aren't they? Actually, just 2. I can make things sound so difficult, but it's not. So you want to cut that nice on the edges, and this is where you're going to place your 2 pieces so that you have the gate fold. So the one piece that you went over the edges with distressing, here I'm making sure that I use my bone folder to make the creases on both the 1/4 inch and the 16th, well, the 1/4 inch, right? And then flip it and do it for the 16th of an inch and score it. And then press on it there. Yes, on the score. And then you're going to take the top 1/4 inch, because this is where you're going to put your card. You're going to just butt it up to there and then cut it out on your cutting tool you use so that it looks like a nice flip card, and the measurement on each side will be right up against the 16th of an inch score mark. Once you put the flap down, see how you can see the flip part is to the back. So you have your gatefold piece of the flip on the front, and then you can see that right there, it opens like this. Your gatefold now is on the front of your card. When you open it up, you're going to be able to write your sentiment on the inside, and we're also going to decorate the back a little bit. And I'm going to show you a little technique on the back that I think you really like. It'll save you time if you don't measure things and you get a little bit off. I'll show you what I do. Now I'm putting the double-sided Suquang tape on the back of here. I'm going to take those strips off, and we're going to seat it right inside that fold for our gatefold pieces to go on. This card, seriously, once you get the die cuts all cut out and your embossed pieces, it really does go quickly. And then you score the 2 sides, and I'm making sure that my butterfly is sticking up there so you get that 3D look as I'm doing the video for you. And I'm trying to measure it on each side so that when you open the gatefold, it will be even. After you get that on the inside of those 2 flaps, the way you like it, and it's reasonably even on each side, we're going to proceed to take the double-sided tape off of the folds that we have. Isn't that pretty? It's such a pretty, elegant card, isn't it? And let's take the sides of the Suquang double-sided tape. I find that tape reasonably priced and very sticky. So we're going to put now the flaps. Or are we now going to put? Oh yeah. Isn't making cards fun? I mean, it's fun. If you can't present a card and show that you really enjoy it, like you really enjoy it, that joy will spill over on others that watch it. That's what I feel like anyway when I'm watching videos. It will make the 31 minutes and 1 second go by much faster. Half an hour video, can you believe it? But anyway, I'm having fun. So you're going to seat these 2 pieces, and at the top there, I wanted to show the die cut underneath the pattern. That's why I didn't fully put the cardstock from top to bottom. I wanted to show that on the inside you have this beautiful edged die cut. And then I'm going to take this oval piece. I'm going to glue one on top of the other. And this is obviously for some stability, right? You want it to be nice and thick. So I just add little dots with this wonderful glue stick pen. I just love this pen. I know I say it all the time, but it really does. It makes putting delicate dies together so much easier. And if I had a thought about it, I could have used Stick It and die cut it and then put it together, but I didn't. Yeah, I'm watching, you can see my laptop to the right. I'm watching Stamp Nation, everybody doing their challenge. Oh yes, I had this 1/2 of a butterfly die. I was going to do this technique differently, but I changed my mind. Anywho, I'm going to see what I'm doing right here for you. Oh yes, I cut the little pieces at the top so that it went up to the fold. So you didn't have, I was going to put 3 pearls on that, but I decided to cut it off. And that's the 4 corners I decided to chomp off instead of putting pearls there. Get that added weight on the inside of the card. When you flip that fold up, we're going to add this piece, and it's just a little 1/16 of an inch all the way around so that you can see the other cardstock, and then you want to put it down, and now we have an even weight card. I just think it's beautiful. Now, remember at Sharon's store last year when Janet was down, I bought all of these gold foil stickers, and they truly look like you put it through your ink machine. These are gorgeous, gorgeous. I can't say, you know, some stickers look like stickers, but these look like you took a pattern die and ran it through your ink machine or whatever machine you use. They're lovely, and they're $2.50 a sheet, American. I think it's beautiful. And remember, it's Take Flight. So this has the beautiful foliage, and then it has little butterflies I'm going to put at the top. And look how easy peasy that was. It's on the inside where you're going to put your little sentiment. Somewhere on there. I'm leaving this card without a sentiment. Even though it's a Take Flight challenge, you could use this for birthday, wedding, sympathy. This is an actual card that you can use for any occasion. So I put 3 little butterflies coming up from the foliage, and now I'm going to move on to the outside of the card, making sure those little gussets are nice and crisp. And now you have to add, I was just showing you there, you have to add, you have to run through another embossing page so that when you open it up, it doesn't show the inside of the cardstock you embossed, right? You want to have another one seated over top, and then you take your distress ink and go over the edges. I think it's antique linen that I used. And now I'm going to put one on top of the other so that on one side it looks just as beautiful. When you flip it open, you have that beautiful thick emboss. The funny thing, I'm going to get back to this, I had my laptop to the right, as you can see there, and then I had my iPad in front of me because I was talking to another friend creator while we were both designing cards. Yes, and then I was videotaping it as well. Oh my, what we don't do to have fun, right? So now we're going to put this down. And I wanted to just remind you that I am going to have the 5,000 subby giveaway. I'm going to make a 5-page album, so that will be 10 pages front and back, 5 front and back pages, and each page will be made by a different designer, and they will be mailing their page to me. They'll put it on YouTube, and isn't that wonderful? I'm just humbled that they would celebrate with me. When I emailed them, they said they would be honored to do a page in celebration and thankfulness for my subscribers now that are over 5,000. I think it's great, and I'm humbled and I am thankful. So I want to do a special gift so everybody has a chance to win this wonderful lace album. And we'll be doing that. I have November 15th as the finish date. Then they have to mail the pages off to me, right? And then I'll put it together and I will be picking a winner. Oh, I'm just excited thinking about it. So here we go. Yeah, I could talk about that forever, but you want to put your pages in there, and you saw that on the bottom I had to cut it off and then distress it because it just didn't quite make it. Oh yeah, look at that. My butterflies are taking flight. And then we'll seat this one, and then you want to, and then. I keep saying that, right? All the time. I try to watch myself, and I'm trying to keep this cream colored cardstock clean as I'm doing this card for the challenge, Take Flight. And now I'm going to take the back off of this. We're going to seat it on the inside of the card, and then we're going to move on to the side that you flip open. And I'm going to use the foil that I bought at Sharon's store last year. And this foil truly looks like you took it and ran it through your make machine and foiled it yourself. They're only $2.50 per package, worth every penny. You know, sometimes when you buy stickers, they look like stickers. They're not really... they don't look like what you're trying to achieve on your card. They just look like a sticker. Well, these stickers look like I took the time to foil and place them on there. So let's seat this on the inside, and actually I have one on the inside and one on the outside. Yes, I remember that when I look at it. I put a piece of cardstock on the outside of the card that you flip and on the inside because the weight needed to be very heavy because the front of it was heavy, and you know I like my cards to be very heavy. So now this is my 4-inch Suquang tape I'm putting on one side, filled the rest up with the 1/4 inch, and now I'm going to seat this on the inside. Be very careful because once you press this, it's staying there for life. Wouldn't you know it, I was a hair out, just a hair on the bottom. But I knew I had those stickers from Sharon's store that had the different patterns that were like probably about 6 or 7 inches long. I grabbed them, and this will give the illusion, because your eye will go right to this gold foil, and it'll give the illusion that it's straight. Take it as far to the bottom there, I lift it up again, and make it straight. Yes, just pretend that that cardstock is not there and make it as straight as you can. Bring it down just a bit, and there you go. You cannot tell I was a hair out when I put that piece of cardstock on there. And then I added one to the top portion, and that's the back of the card. Easy peasy, simple, but yet elegant with those stripes. Now we're going back to the front. Yes, we're going to make sure that it's nice and straight across. So I take the scissors, and there's that beautiful pattern, and I decided to take this strip and put it across the bottom here as well, so it looked like the whole bottom, front and back, were the same pattern and aligned straight. In your card, seriously, it can be out just a tad when you put your extra cardstock in there, but you'll never know when you add this. It's a wonderful element and a wonderful way to just add an illusion that it is perfectly straight. I love these stickers. And even though you can see I'm lifting it up and I'm putting it down, lifting it up, this will stay. You take your bone folder and you just rub it across, but when you do that, put a piece of paper over top. You don't want to lose the foil or crease it. So set a piece of paper on top, just copy paper, take your bone folder, and then go across the foiled strip, and it will stay secure. Now I'm adding some little flowers up in the air and some more little butterflies. You know why? I had a little speck of ink up there where the 3 are towards the right. So I had to cover it up, and look at that. It looks beautiful. Make it an odd number, and it's perfect. Believe it or not, we're getting to the end. Yeah, yes, we are. Thank you so much, those that stuck with me through my whole video. I know it's long, but I think the card itself is so pretty, and even if you fast forward it and just see the ending, it'll be worth the inspiration to go ahead and case this card and make one. It'd make a lovely Christmas card as well. So I laid it out with the dimensional glue dots, Stampin' Up! Glue dots, and then I cut it so that you could open it up right. So behind here on all the leaves, I put a little glue dot, and I set it down, cut it, and I'm adding a few more of the glue dots just where I see it's lifting up. And remember that that oval is 2 deep. One is on top of the other. And now I will add glue dots, especially to the edges, because it's going to open and close. Now, here was the dilemma. I didn't want to put a belly band on there, but I wanted it, and I couldn't put magnets because I already had my cardstock glued down on the inside. So I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do here? Now, right after I put, this is the, I'm adding this 2 layers deep too. This is the inside guts of just one die. I put that on, and then I take my little tiny attacher and I add another butterfly that, excuse me, that we die cut. So I have the gold foil, and then on top of it, I have one that is just with the cardstock. So I end up, believe it or not, you can tell I took it off because I wanted to have, be careful when you remove the staples as well from your card, but I wanted to have the big butterfly that was die cut and then the gold foil over top. So I stapled that together, and then I added another one. And remember, I used the stick it, so they're sticky when I take them off that sheet. And I'm going to add some pearls down the body there, 2 on the head and 3 on the bottom, so you have an odd number there. And I'm going to take my, there we go, take the tiny attacher and I'm going to staple it back on. Isn't that pretty? I think it's a beautiful element, and it's going to stay because you use the tiny attacher. It is going to be stapled on there, and I removed the top one. Yes, I'm putting it on and removing it. I removed it so that I could cover up the staple with it later on. So this butterfly is 3 layers deep. Now we want to get the illusion of a wrapped, double wrapped ribbon closure. And I'm going to share how you do this. You take your ribbon and you tuck one piece underneath that oval. You take your glue gun. I added some pearls to the outside too. I wanted to have a matching, the pearls in the front of the card on those little flower centers as well as the inside. So I took the same size and put them on the centers. Now let's get back to the organza ribbon. I tucked a piece on the left side underneath the oval and took it over to the crease right there, right along that strip, cut it off so it looks like it wrapped itself behind the card, but it isn't. I do the same on the right hand side, cut it off, and then I will make the wrap. Watch this. I take this piece, I glue it underneath, right underneath this piece we just put down. So I'm going to glue it underneath the oval. Just put a little piece of glue on there. On the other side, tuck it with your pokey tool, get it underneath there. And this is the only piece that will wrap behind your card. You bring it up, and then on that piece on the left, you cut that piece 3 inches long so that when you bring this around, you're going to be able to tie a bow. Okay, let me run it by you again. You're going to go up 2/3 on your card, put a piece of ribbon tucked under your oval, and then cut it about, it's about 3/4 of an inch. Cut it on that crease right there. Don't go all the way around, but on this piece, you want to tuck it underneath on the left, bring it up, and bring it underneath the butterfly wing. And we are right there, underneath the butterfly wing. And that other piece on the left, we put down, but we left 3 inches so we could tie it, 3 or 4 inches. Now I'm going to tie the bow, and easy peasy. It looks like you have 2 pieces of ribbon going behind your card when you only have the one, and they are attached at the bow. And the reason why you want to just have that one piece that goes around the back is when you untie it, you're able to flip your card open, have a beautiful foiled image underneath there, and you have a double gatefold flip card. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll give it a try. It is an easy peasy card once you get it going. And once you realize that the top portion of these 2 pieces of ribbon are not going around the back, they are secured, only a little piece of them, so it gives the illusion of having 2 pieces wrapped around, and then you always have that ribbon on the one side hanging off. Take care, everybody. Please enjoy the pictures. Take care.